Yo guys, Shiraishi here with another video for you all. Welcome to the new segment on the channel, Shiraishi Review, where I review games and tell you if they are worth it or not based on my perspective and experiences. Starting off this series, this will be a review of Kill la Kill If, an arena fighter developed by A+ Games while supervised by Arc System Works, and Studio Trigger on the Nintendo Switch, which is also available on PS4 and Steam respectively. For full disclosure, I got this game as an early copy from the European publisher PQube, which allowed me to make a good bit of early content for the game. I thank them a whole lot for being cool and giving me the chance to do things like this. Now, I have been hyping up this game for a good while now. Does the game live up to the hype? Let's find out. Starting off with performance, graphics, and sound. The Switch version of Kill la Kill If was mentioned to run at 30 frames per second by A+ and Arc System Works. However, when I got into the swing of things, it seems way more smoother in my experience. It feels more like the game is in between 30 and 60 frames per second. And it even surprisingly ran pretty stable in scenarios such as the Covers Challenge mode. There are some small performance hitches here and there, but I haven't experienced any big issues mid-gameplay. As for the graphics, they still look really amazing, and the presentation is still great, even with some of the more rough spots that I had mentioned in my impressions of the demo. And also, like mentioned before, I really enjoy the full soundtrack, as well as both English and Japanese voices. There's a whole lot of effort on display here, and I admire that. Modes-wise, you have Story Mode, which is mandatory to go through when you first boot up the game, and that will take about 3 to 8-ish hours, depending if you play both Satsuki and Ryuko's story back-to-back. The Story Mode is a really fun ride from start to finish. While not perfect, its presentation is very true to the anime, and there are a lot of surprises to be had there. It is through completing Story Mode that you gain access to the other modes and characters. It's a bit of an odd choice to have modes locked to Story Mode completion, but it at least adds a reason to play through the Story Mode in my opinion. Still a real odd choice though. Versus Mode has free match between CPU and local players, as well as player match and rank match for the online mode of the game, in which I will get into the quality of online matches a bit later. You can also select the difficulty of CPU opponents from no star to 3 stars, as well as set the handicap from 1 to 7, in which the handicap affects the amount of damage attacks will inflict during fights, which can raise the challenge level quite a bit in free battles with CPU opponents. Practice Mode has a tutorial which just leads you through the tutorial you get in Story Mode. Training Mode, which is your usual training mode where you can set your options and lap with your character of choice. Covers Challenge, which divides itself into 3 variations, those being 100 unit extermination, where you have to defeat 100 covers, 1 minute extermination, where you defeat many as you can under a minute, and endless extermination, where you defeat as many as you can before they beat you. And finally, for Practice Mode, we have Survival Challenge, or as the dub calls it, Tournament Challenge. It's a survival mode where Valor levels and meter carry over from match to match, while you also recover a small percentage of your health, depending on how well you do. Valor levels can also decrease after a few matches. You need to beat as many matches as you can as possible before your health runs out. And high scores and time are safe for both Covers Challenge and Survival Challenge. There is also a gallery mode where you can make figure dioramas, listen to character voices and OST, as well as rewatch the story cutscenes, as well as read up on terms used in the Kill la Kill anime, along with looking at your replays from ranked and player matches. While there is a fair bit to do, I do feel that there could have been a bit more to do on a single player level, but the modes are fun to play through. Gameplay wise, this game is an arena fighter based on an anime in which the genre has seen a few fun and okay games, but also a whole lot of mad to very bad cash grabs, which may have given the genre a stigma of sorts amongst the anime community. Now sure, the game only has 10 characters, with 2 additional characters coming as free DLC down the pipeline for now. But all of the characters stand out from each other, even if the characters specialize in a similar playstyle, and have a lot of care and attention put into them, as opposed to similar games where you have like 60 to 90 characters for quantity rather than quality. Now of course, I would have loved to see side characters like Takarada, Omiko and Fukuroda, as well as Senket Satsuki and Junketsu Ryuko as playable characters. Maybe in the future they will get added, but so far I am glad with the roster provided, since the anime is 25 episodes and most, if not all, of the main cast are playable. I have a really good time playing this game with all the options that you have during fights. You have your melee attacks that change depending on how you move the left stick, ranged attacks that you can combo as well as charge, guard break attacks that break your opponent's guard and open them up for combos if you dash in on them with your homing dash. You also have 3 specials at your disposal, with one of them being able to change into a super special when your character hits Valor level 2. The special that changes depends on your choice of character. Your character of choice also gets a specific buff to them when you hit Valor level 1. For those level ups, you need to use Bloody Valor, a rock, paper, scissors type mechanic where you and your opponent need to choose an option in a time limit between Provoke, Mock, and Taunt. One of them beats the other and you level up by either winning or having a draw between the options. However, if you win, you continue on with Bloody Valor until you reach the max level. That unlocks your secret art, which is an instant kill move that ends the match. You can also use Bloody Valor as a burst that breaks your opponent's combo when you get comboed by them. All in all, this game is surprisingly deep, and I have a whole lot of fun with this game in comparison to other arena fighters. A+ has put a whole lot of effort into this game, along with the supervision and teaching that I've gotten from Arc System Works' Team Red, and Studio Trigger having kept a close eye on the development of the game. There is a huge potential that this game can have a competitive future, which is something I can't easily say about other licensed anime arena fighters that aren't Gundam related. Though I will say it's not perfect when it comes to some small things here and there. However, it is a step in the right direction, and I hope A+ keeps the momentum going with balance patches. Now we come to the final part of the review, and that is how the quality of online matches are in terms of connection and performance. The online netcode for this game is pretty amazing. I haven't had a whole lot of trouble during matches if I would find a match on my hand. Sure, there's a little bit of lag during the intro, but it would easily fix itself, and from there it went really smooth. Even on launch day, and even if set players were far away like in Japan or the US. For reference, I'm from the Netherlands. I also tested the online with Review Run Gaming, who works for a German review site, and matches generally ran well with lag rarely coming around. Though pre-release we had some issues with matches, but those issues seem to be fixed. There are some things missing like a rematch button for ranked matches, however in terms of player matches you can easily get back into a match with your friends, or a random player that comes into a room. It's not going to take minutes for a rematch to happen, unlike another certain game that came out this year. I will, however, say that mileage may vary across internet connections, so your experience may not be the same as mine. And with all that out of the way, it's time for my verdict. When it comes to rating games, I wanted to take a certain approach, that being a DMC-style rating system. D being absolute dumpster fire, C and B for bad and mediocre games, A for alright games, S for good games, double S for great games, and triple S for amazing games that border on being perfect in my opinion. And my rating for Kill la Kill If is a double S rank. The game is 100% worth it. This really is a love letter to Kill la Kill fans with a lot of effort and a lot of love put into it. Sure, there are some flaws here and there, but for what it is worth, I think this game deserves its double S rank. Single player content may lack a few things, and the roster may be small, but with a short anime and not having a huge pool to pick from, sometimes less is more in a quality kind of sense, and the game itself is a step in the right direction in terms of licensed anime games in the arena fighting genre. I definitely recommend this game to Kill la Kill fans, however, if you haven't watched the anime, I really recommend you watch the show first, since the story drops you in the middle of the series, and try out the demo and make your choice from there. Anyways, this has been the first installment of Shiraishi Reviews. I hope you all liked this review. Like, dislike, subscribe, comment, share, do whatever you like. I also have a Discord server if you want to join the discussion over there. Links to that and Review Run Gaming's channel as well as the game will all be in the description down below. This is Glenn Shiraishi here saying, stay sane and stay entertained. Peace!